Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. So the new year is almost here. 2024 is pretty much over. Or actually, it is over by the time you're seeing this video. But 2024 is over, 2025 is coming. And for the past multiple years, I've ranked the Marvel DC movies that came out in that year. So I decided to keep it going this year. Although it wasn't the greatest year for comic movies this year. Because, well, honestly, we got one amazing movie. Like, just awesome. We got one good movie, in my opinion. And one fine movie. And two bad movies. So, not as strong as it could have been. But I thought, we'll still give them a ranking because it's the end of the year. We're going into 2024. Or... We're ending 2024. We're going into 2025. So for the previous years, though, also I've ranked the upcoming Marvel and DC movies by excitement. I plan on doing that for 2025. I did not do that for 2024, just because I just didn't know, because I eventually ran out of time to the point that it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because we're already getting close to Madam Web, and I just lost track of time. And it's not like there's anything super exciting outside of one movie, really. Well, two like, at the time. I could tell you what kind of like how the ranking was if you wanted. Like, 1 was Deadpool and Wolverine, 2 was actually Joker, Folie, Deux, 3 was Venom: The Last Dance, and then 4 was Kraven, and 5 was Madam Web. That was like my ranked by excitement, or at least what it was going into the year. But I was really only excited for the top 3. Madam Web and Kraven, I was good, like, I'll watch them. I'm not like looking forward to them, at least not yet. So at least now you know, because I think it's fun comparing my excitement to the final outcome. But yeah, so let's just dive into it. In last place, I got Joker, Folie, Deux. Joker, Folie, Deux. I don't think there's even a clown in this game. I didn't know which game to play. I guess we're just gonna go. I'll go with Green Goblin. He's close to a clown in this game, I guess. Anyway, yeah, Joker 2, Folie, Deux. I don't even know what to say with this movie. I didn't watch this one opening night just because I already heard it was so bad, and I just didn't have like the want to, which is weird. So I didn't see it opening night. I did end up seeing it in the theater. But I didn't see it opening night, and even after watching it, I didn't have the want to make a review because I just didn't really have a want to talk about the movie. Because I was just like, it was, oh my gosh, this movie, I don't even know where to start. This movie is disappointing because I personally really like the first Joker. I know the first Joker is kind of controversial for multiple different reasons. I liked it. It's not a movie that I'm going to have on repeat because it is a very dark, heavy, hard to watch movie. But I do think they're telling a really good story about this guy losing his mind and turning into a psycho murderer. And there are some really powerful and heavy scenes in that movie. So I thought Joker 1 was really good. For Joker 2, I didn't see the need for a sequel, especially because I loved how they ended the first one with it being like this thing like, oh wait, what, the story we just saw, what, did it actually happen, or was it all made up in Joker's head? Because one of the things about Joker is nobody knows his backstory. Every time he tells his air quote backstory, he changes it every time, because as we all know, if Joker's gonna have an origin, he prefers multiple choice. So not only does it kind of ruin that ending, but it just, like, we already told the story of him going crazy. So, but when they did say it was going to be Harley Quinn, I thought, well, actually, that could be interesting. That actually is probably the best possible way to go with a sequel, is bring in Harley Quinn. But it just did not live up to that. It was just so disappointing. The story was just boring and bad. Like I can't even tell you what happens in this movie, because we're in the, pretty much the majority of the movie is Joker's lawyer trying to get him less of a sentence, trying to get him out of Arkham, because saying that he has a dual personality and that Joker isn't him, it was someone else in his head. Anyway, that's a majority of the story, but that's not even the majority of the movie, because we spend like we're either in Arkham or we're in a courtroom, and I just was bored through most of it. The musical numbers in this movie were just terrible. They should not have been in the movie at all. They added absolutely nothing. They weren't even that good. They didn't move the story forward. They were literally just imagination scenes. Like, they all happened in his head. So they were completely pointless. They did nothing to the story. They didn't even do nothing to add to the tone or the feel of the movie, because sometimes musical numbers can make a scene more effective, or can like affect you. I felt nothing in these musical numbers. Absolutely nothing. It was just, they didn't need to be in the movie at all. I wasn't a fan of how they did Harley Quinn in this movie. I think they could have done her way better than they ended up doing. I didn't think Lady Gaga was a terrible choice to play Harley Quinn or anything like that, but she wasn't able to do anything really, anything good at least. I think the ending is just absolutely terrible, with Arthur Fleck being killed by supposedly the real Joker, because he gets killed by this guy who tells him a joke, and then he carves a smile into his own face. No, that's terrible. So you're telling me, so what was the point of these two movies? It would have been one thing if it happened in the first movie, because it still could have been like an interesting twist, but because of it happening in the second movie, it feels like, oh, so there's no need to watch the first movie. But the first movie is also so much better than this one, so I'm not going to watch the second one either. So it's just like, it was not good. To me, this is the worst Marvel DC movie that came out this year. Unlike the first Joker that was like needed to be R-rated, it was perfectly used its R rating. I also felt like this one had scenes and moments in it that just absolutely didn't need to be in it. Like, it felt like they were doing it because, oh wait, we're rated. Oh wait, we're rated R. Let's do something very brutal. Because there is a scene where the security guards take Joker and they beat him, and there's also other stuff implied that I don't really want to go into. That's just super gross and like brutal and unnecessary. The security guards kill the guy who keeps singing when all the Saints go marching in. It's just so intense and brutal, and there's no reason for it. It doesn't push the story forward at all. It does absolutely nothing. Literally, the whole point of those scenes, I honestly think that when they were coming up with those like scenes like that, they were like, oh, we should do this extremely messed up, brutal thing. Oh, why should we do that? What will that do to what does that do for the story? Well, you see, it's rated R. Okay, yeah, but what does it do for the story? It's rated R. Like that's absolutely that's just why. Like, there's no need. You have to. Brutality needs to be earned. It has to actually do something for the story. Especially because I thought, like, because they were having like the Arkham guards do like absolutely horrible stuff to the inmates, including Joker and Joker's. I called them Joker's friends, but I'm not sure they're actual friends. But Joker and his friends, I thought, oh, this is set up. We're setting up because Joker's gonna kill them, and it's gonna be violent and it's gonna be brutal. Because movies will do that sometimes, where they'll set up these absolutely terrible characters, so that way when they die brutal death, you don't feel bad. So that's why I thought, oh, that's what they're gonna do here. Joker's gonna snap. He's gonna murder him, and that's why they're absolutely terrible people, so we won't feel as bad when they get killed. Nope. They survive the whole movie. Joker does absolutely nothing to them. All those brutality scenes were literally absolutely pointless. There was no need for any of them. And I could see potential in this movie too. Like, watching this movie, I could, like, it was weird because, like, watching the movie, I could see where a good movie could be in this movie, and they just don't do it. They make all the wrong decisions. I personally think, like, I can't remember exactly because I've only watched this movie once because I did not want to watch it again. There's like this one scene where, like, they're asking Arthur Fleck, even though he's in the Joker makeup, are you the Joker or are you Arthur Fleck? Like, are there two different personalities? I personally think that, because he ends up going, no, I'm Arthur Fleck, there is no Joker. I think it would have been awesome if he went, oh no, I'm the Joker, there is no Arthur Fleck. That, I think, would have been awesome. Like, I just think that would have been, like, so cool. Like, oh man, he's full Joker now. But no, just no reason. Yeah, to me, yeah, like, even though, like, the movie I have next isn't a good movie, honestly, I think Joker Folie à Deux is made better than the next movie we're gonna talk about, but it's not nearly as enjoyable. part of it is because of it being more disappointing, because we had a great first film. Some of it is the fact that there's some unnecessary brutality in this movie that means absolutely nothing. Because those brutal scenes are hard to watch, and hey, hard to watch scenes can be very effective in a good movie that affects the story, like the first Joker. Heck, the TV show The Penguin has some brutal scenes in it that were hard to watch, but it's like so good, and it pushes the story forward. In this movie, these scenes are hard to watch, and it's for absolutely nothing. They could be cut out of the movie completely, and it wouldn't change a single thing. Meanwhile, if you cut scenes like that out of the first Joker, out of the Penguin, it would drastically change the story. And same thing with the musical numbers. You cut the musical numbers out of the movie, nothing changes. Nothing changes. In a good musical, like another musical that came out this year, Wicked, you cut the musical numbers out of that, you change it drastically. You cut the musical elements out of this movie, nothing changes. And I was honestly just bored every time there's a musical scene, and I could not wait for the musical scene to be over, even after the musical scene was over, I was still bored. However, I will mention this. There is one really, really good scene in this movie. And that's the scene in the courtroom when, I forget his name, Jingles? I don't think it's Jingles. I don't remember his name. It's the guy. It's the guy he worked with in the first movie that he got made fun of because he was short. In the first movie, there's this extremely brutal but powerful scene where I forget his name. I'm gonna call him Jingles. I don't remember if that was not his actual name or not. He had a clown name because he was a clown. But Jingles and this other guy who always made fun of Arthur and was mean to Arthur, and he also He also caused Arthur to get fired. Visit him. And while they're there, Joker kills off the bigger guy. And it's so brutal and it's bloody. There's blood covered on the walls, on Joker. There's even blood on Jingles. I still don't think that's his name, but I can't remember what his name is. I just got hit by a car. And it's so intense, but Joker, because Jingles was nice to him, he lets him go. And that moment is so intense because, at least I myself was like, wait, is he actually going to let him go, or is he just going to let him believe this so he can kill him? No, he actually does let him go because he actually liked that Jingles was nice to him. So he gets free. That was such a hard-hitting, powerful, emotional, heart-wrenching, suspenseful, thrilling scene that was also hard to look at. And in this movie, they follow up because they're questioning Jingles, and he explains his side of the story. He explains how it messed him up, and how it affected him, and the fear he felt, and just how it messed him up. That scene was so amazing. It even brought a tear to my eye. I'm not even joking. Joking. It wasn't like the most emotional thing I've ever seen, but it's just like, wow. That's really good. And then the rest of the movie is back to being crap. I also like their inclusion of Zazie Beetz into the story as well. I thought the scenes with her was also good. Not quite as good, but still pretty good. But outside of those scenes, the rest of the movie is just like, why? Why? This is like the definition of a cash grab. Obviously, all movies are made to make money. But this one, it didn't feel like, oh hey, I have this amazing idea for a story to continue the Joker story. The first one's successful, let's make a sequel. And it felt like, oh shoot, that made $1 billion. Quick, make a sequel. I don't care how it's made, just make it. Yeah. And good thing we're not getting Joker 3. Because of how bad it flopped. This one. It's still crazy to me that the first Joker made $1 billion. First R-rated movie to ever do so. But yeah, anyway. I'm done talking about Joker. Folie à Deux. It's probably going to be one of the few DC movies I don't buy on Blu-ray. So, let's move on to another movie that's kind of bad made, but I enjoy it much more than I enjoy Joker 2. That being none other than Madam Web. Yeah, this movie is not very well made. I've already talked about this movie, I think, a lot. I did a review for it. There will be a ranking of the Sony spin-off movies, their universe. I don't know if it'll be out by now, if it'll be out after this. It'll probably be out after this. But so I don't want to cover it too much, but like ADR, absolutely horrible. Every single line of the bad guy is just you can tell he's not saying a single line. His lips do not line up with the words we hear. It's just why. We don't see the spider suits that often. We see it like in one. We see it like 5 seconds, if that, for all of them. They make some stupid decisions in this movie. This is something that I don't think I brought up in any of my previous stuff that talking about this movie. Like they make some just dumb decisions. Like Madam Web tells the 3 girls to stay where they are at this little campsite that they made out in the woods, so they decide to obviously run off to this restaurant and dance on a table because yes, there's a murderer after you guys, a guy coming to kill you. Let's just make a scene by dancing on a table at a restaurant. What a great idea. Not to mention something that I just found, it was just so stupid, but it's also just so hilarious, is how the 3 girls are able to walk from that little campsite to the restaurant in a matter of like a minute, if that. Meanwhile, Madam Web gets into a car to drive there, and it takes her like 10 minutes to get there. Like, how is she in a car and it's taking her longer to get to this place that took them like 5 seconds to walk to? What? Just what? To me, that was like a scene to me that was just like, it was so stupid, but it was also like hilarious. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. And I don't know if I have much more to say about this movie because I've already said most of it in my review or in the upcoming Spider-Verse Sony spin-off ranking. I don't even know what that universe is called. But yeah, I do think this movie had potential. This is, even though everybody was like, why are you making this movie? This is such a stupid idea. I was like, this could be something interesting, especially when that original plot leaked of this guy trying to kill Mary Parker. And Madam Web is trying to save her because Spider-Man needs to be born. And he's trying to kill Mary Parker because he's trying to get rid of Spider-Man before he even becomes Spider-Man. That could have been interesting. I don't know why it changed or how it changed or when it changed, but it changed to whatever it is now, where you could where it's similar, where the guy is trying to kill these 3 girls because of what they'll do in the future, but it's just not nearly as well done. And if anything, he kind of caused the death himself because he went after these girls. Like, that was dumb. There also is some like bad dialogue in the movie. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. And also, but to me though, the thing that most annoyed me in this movie, I don't think I mentioned this in the review. I think I forgot to mention it in the upcoming Sonyverse ranking. But them avoiding saying Peter Parker or anything related to Spider-Man at all was just so stupid. It almost felt like they were being clever to make the audience go, oh, I know what they're referencing. Oh, they're referencing Spider-Man. But it was just annoying. Like, it was just like there's the game where I was like, guess the baby's name. Is it this? No. Is it and Balloon Pops interrupted. Like, a whole guessing game trying to guess the baby's name where all of us are like, yeah, it's Peter Parker. It's not that big a deal. And oh my gosh, that was the biggest example of it. It's just like, why? To me, that was the most annoying thing about the movie. But and something that I know a lot of people make fun of the movie for, which it is it's dumb how they did it, but I find it hilarious, is how a Pepsi sign defeats the villain. That is so stupid, but it's so hilarious. I found that to be fun because it's just like, why? Our 3 Spider people didn't really defeat him then. The Pepsi sign did. That's hilarious. That was fun. That's not how it should have happened. No, there's a way better way to, finish the bad guy. But that was hilarious and fun. So that's why I have this above Joker Folie do. Not only is there no unnecessarily brutality for no reason that doesn't push the story forward, but also I had more fun with this movie because even if it is kind of badly made, I still have fun with it. Like, I went to go see Joker Folie do in the theater, and I was bored through most of the movie, except for one good scene, and then the brutality scenes where I was just like, why is this happening? This movie, I had a good time in the theater. It's not the best made movie, but I at least had a good time in the theater. Will I ever watch this movie again? Maybe one day. Not anytime soon, but maybe one day. But at least I had a good time in the theater, so that's all that matters to me. So I easily put it above Joker Folie à Deux because of that. Because of those two reasons. That's why it's above Joker Folie à Deux. I don't think many people agree. I think a lot of people are going to have or already have Madam Web below Joker Folie à Deux, because Joker Folie à Deux is a better made movie. At least Joker Folie à Deux had good cinematography. This movie doesn't even have that, really. I mean, it wasn't bad cinematography. It just wasn't anything notable. But to me, I had more fun with this one, so it goes above Joker Folie à Deux. Anyway, let's stop talking about Madam Web and Joker Folie à Deux and get on to movies that are a bit better, with kicking off the top 3 with Kraven the Hunter. This is the last of the movies that came out this year. I can't even find Kraven. There he is. This is the last of the movies that came out. It came out just a few weeks ago in December. And I thought it was fine. I think it's better than Madam Web, and it's way better than Joker Folie à Deux. The R rating in this didn't feel as unnecessary as Joker did, because Joker Folie à Deux didn't have action scenes. At least this movie has action scenes, which I was saying how Joker Folie à Deux, unnecessary brutality. This one, is it really necessary? No, not quite as much, but at least it's like fun action. Like Joker Folie à Deux did it in a way where it's like these characters get brutally attacked in not fun ways for no reason. At least in this movie, it's bad people being in a brutal fight scene with Kraven. So that's why, to me, there is a difference between Joker's unnecessary brutality and this one. And technically, the fight scenes do push the story forward, even if the story isn't that good. It's not that great of a story. I mean, at least stuff happens, unlike Joker Folie à Deux. But yeah, so to me, this is one of those things that I thought the action scenes were really fun. The extreme R-rated violence to bad guys, the choreography, and just, the scenes were just. I thought the action scenes were like a blast. They were just so much fun to watch. It's the rest of the movie, to me, that's just kind of like, well, I was either bored or didn't really care. I really enjoyed the action scenes, and Aaron Taylor Johnson made it even better. But see, I already talked about this in my review in the Sonyverse ranking. I don't really have much more to say about it here. I've pretty much repeated myself every time I talk about this movie. I really enjoy the fight scenes. Just in between the fight scenes, I'm just like, The flashback takes way too long. I think they should have done the flashback a bit better, where either make it shorter or make it where we're flashing back and forth throughout the movie. I think either way would have been better than just having a flashback for so long like we did, because I just found myself wanting to get back to present day so we can see Aaron Taylor Johnson kill some bad guys. So, yeah, the story is kind of weak. The dialogue's not that strong. There's some bad dialogue. There's some bad ADR, but not nearly as bad as Madam Web. Yeah, this movie's fine. I don't think I have much else to say about it. If you want more thoughts about Kraven, you can either check out my review or the Sonyverse ranking. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. That was the movie that I thought was fine, by the way. Moving on to I think we're at number 2, right? Yeah, number 2. The one that I thought was good, but not many people are going to agree with me. That being Venom: The Last Dance. I like Venom: The Last Dance. I really enjoyed it. I had a fun time with it. I personally really like the Venom movies. I find them to be really fun. I really enjoy Venom. I enjoyed Venom: Let There Be Carnage a lot. And then I really enjoyed this one. Yes, the movie has problems. The story could have been better. They make some stupid decisions in this movie. I do think this... I think I mentioned this before. I'm going to say it again. I'll repeat myself. I don't care. The Venom can't be in full form, otherwise the monster will find them immediately. So that's bad. That's dangerous. Don't do that even to protect yourself. Oh, but to dance with Mrs. Chen, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead, go full form. Put your own life at risk. Put Eddie's life at risk. Put Mrs. Chen's life at risk. Heck, even put other people in that hotel's life at risk, just so you can dance Venom. That was dumb. That was dumb. Come on, man. Why? Yeah, and they do spend a bit too much time with that family, but I don't really mind the family. I know a lot of people are like, oh, the family was terrible. I didn't mind them. They didn't bother me. But yeah, I don't have too much to say about this film. I thought it was fun, especially that third act. That third act is just a blast. Seeing all these symbiotes fighting this giant monster, it was so much fun. So I had a good time at the theater. I haven't rewatched the movie since. I don't think it's out anywhere to watch though yet. So I just didn't go back to see this one for a second viewing in the theater like I have some other films. But I still had a really good time with it. That's why I would consider this to be good, because I had a good time with it. I really enjoyed Venom, The Last Dance. And yeah, I'm just going to repeat myself, so I'm probably just going to move on because I don't have much more to say about it. Again, more thoughts, review, or ranking, Sonyverse ranking. But yeah, I like Venom, The Last Dance. I know a lot of people don't. So, alright, moving on to number 1. Come on, you know what it is. It's Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, this is the great movie of the year, of the year that I mentioned earlier. Deadpool and Wolverine are not in this game, so I'm just going to go with Spider-Man. So, you know, Deadpool and Wolverine, I love this movie. It is amazing. It's hilarious. It's action-packed. It's got emotion to it. It's got fun cameos. It's got great action scenes. It has a R rating for a reason, and it uses the R rating. This movie's I saw this movie 5 times in the theater. Yeah, I own this one. I own the 4K Steelbook of this one. I loved Deadpool and Wolverine. I thought it was amazing. First of all, the fact that we finally are getting Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine together is just a dream come true. It's something I never thought would happen. Something I always wanted but never thought would happen. Ever since we got a proper version of Deadpool with the first Deadpool film, I was like, oh man. Well, even before that, I'd like a Deadpool and Wolverine to come together in live action. But when that first Deadpool came around, I was like, oh my gosh, imagine Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. It'd be the greatest thing ever. And then in Logan, Wolverine died, so I thought, dang it, that was so beautiful. But now I guess we're never gonna get Deadpool and Wolverine together. We got Deadpool and Wolverine together, and in a way that was good too, because that was one thing that was weird, because it's like, well, because my thing was, oh great, now we're never gonna get Deadpool and Wolverine together, and if we do, it won't be as good because that means they're gonna ruin the ending of Logan. They were able to find a way to do it without ruining Logan. Like, they did it in a brilliant way. They did the smart decision of making it a different variant. They didn't mess with Logan. They did poke some fun at it, which I thought was fun. Him dismantling the grave. I found it funny. In that amazing opening, set to bye. It's just hilarious. So much fun. I love the joke too that they made where the TVA was like, well, the anchor being died, and they rewatched the Logan's death, and everybody in that room was like feeling emotional. And I'm forgetting his name. The main antagonist guy, the main TVA antagonist, was even mouthing the words that Logan was saying. I thought it was hilarious. The movie was amazing. I laughed hard throughout almost the entire film. I enjoyed all the action scenes, the hit in the emotions, not enough to make me cry, but it hit just enough in the emotions. This is one that I'm probably gonna save some time on. I'm probably gonna cut short because this video is gonna way longer than I originally wanted it to be, and I've already talked a full detail in a spoiler-free review. I've talked in a spoiler review, which was very close to an hour. And I probably might talk about this one more time before I'm officially done with it, because I kind of want to rank all the movies I saw this year. It'd be my first time doing that. I think it'd be fun. So I might do that. So we'll see. So anyway, thank you guys so much for taking time to watch this video. If you like this video, please hit like. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button. More rankings coming. More rankings are already out. More reviews are already out. I believe I reviewed every movie on this list except for Joker Folie Deux. So this is the only place you can get my Joker thoughts, but that's, I mean, I didn't really want to talk about it, so that's why it didn't happen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm hoping to make a 2024 all movies ranked. Share me your ranking, though, of these movies down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of all of them, and yeah, bye.